fellow gardeners. It's Jill from the Athol Library. I am going to show you all how I do flower arranging, and all these flowers came from my garden I cut yesterday morning. Thankfully, it's 1st of October and we haven't had a freeze yet, so I just went for it and cut and cut and cut. And so I brought the flowers and some vases, and we're just gonna start going at it. So it's nice to have some different size vases. I mean, the flowers I have are tall ones, medium ones, short ones, so you want you want the vase to fit the length of the flower. Let me grab. This is a water pitcher, which is really pretty with flowers in it. So I'm going to go for the bigger arrangements. I'm going to put the biggest, showiest flowers in those because they fit better with the size of the vase. So I've got my pruners here, scissors. Now that I have these vases here, I'm going to grab another tall one. Okay, this one's nice and tall. I think the tallest one. And so I'm going to put this flower in that one. This flower is called monkshood, the genus Aconitum carmichalii, in case you were wondering. And it blooms now, so it's a real late summer, fall bloomer. And I only had 3 of those, so all 3 of those are going in this because you want fewer types of flowers in a bouquet. Then it doesn't get too busy and you can coordinate the colors better. And with that, I want to recommend that not only fewer flowers in bouquets, but also in like your perennial garden or your perennials and annuals. You want more of fewer flowers so that you have a big impact, like 5 pink peonies all in a row or in a garden bed in a sweep, and then like daisies in a sweep and blue asters. So those fewer flower species with a lot of them will make more of a statement and visually very attractive compared to one of this and one of that and 2 of this and 1 of that, which is what I used to do before I learned more of fewer looks better. This is a tall type of helianthus that I have blooming right now. Beautiful because it blooms late summer too. And so I'm going to just cut these and put them in this taller bouquet. You want some taller and then of course some lower in the vase that kind of hang over. I think we will use most of these helianthus flowers in this arrangement because we don't have a lot of them and we have a lot of smaller, shorter flowers to use in the smaller vases. So I'm going to pull these out, put them in. And I like to put them, like to see how tall they are in the vase. You can set them by the vase and cut them or leave them at the same height. And okay, I'm gonna do those. I have some aster This is fall aster. It's really blooming right now. This is a great filler. Smaller leaves, smaller flowers. So those work well in bouquets. I think I am going to use some orange in here. These are the Bright Lights Cosmos, which are an annual. They bloom all summer long. They're really pretty. So I like to do warm colors together, reds, oranges, yellows, and cool colors, pinks, purples, blues. But sometimes if you have that contrast like the blue with the yellow and the orange, then you get a real striking arrangement of colors and flowers. And also with the flowers, you want to have some large flowered flowers like these zinnias, big and showy, along with these medium sized daisies and then the smaller asters and cosmos. So for a variety of flower shapes and sizes and textures. And you can't go wrong with flowers because no matter how you put them together, it's going to be beautiful. This is a zinnia, which are, these are from, all these zinnias are from the ones we did earlier this year in our seed starting videos. So they did pretty well this year. The heat we had kind of was hard on them, but they are now about this tall. And they could bloom and bloom and bloom. But one of these days we're going to have a frost. That one's kind of tall. I'm going to cut that down a bit. And when you do like forked flowers like this in an arrangement, I like them because that gives you the height that I want in this, but when you have them in there and try to pull them out or pull others out beside them, they can be a big pain, but there you go. And these are the white cosmos. These are annuals too. They've looked beautiful all summer, been blooming their heads off. A lot of these zinnias are, the plants are big, but the flowers are not that big. So like that nice red one, which would look good in this arrangement, is too short. Here's one that's somewhat tall enough, barely. Another one. Here's another aster. I'll go shorter. And you just kind of put them in and arrange them. I don't have a lot of blue. So these asters will be along with the monkshood and being the contrast in this arrangement. Cut that down. I like this. It looks nice and airy and natural. Take one more of these. You want to remove all the lower leaves. You don't want the leaves in the vase in the water. They will get slimy and discolor the water, and then they'll start to smell. You don't want that. Okay, I'm going to set this one aside now. I think it's pretty. It's got enough in it. At the end of using all these, if there are leftovers, of course we add them where they would look best, or just do one bouquet at the end that has everything in it that's left. And some of those end bouquets turn out to be the best. So now I have some smaller medium-sized vases. So we have a lot of this little zinnia. This is a cut and come again zinnia, and it is a smaller bush. It's only about 3 feet high, and it's just thick and covered with these little orangey yellow zinnias, which look a lot like a marigold. And this color is kind of strange. It's kind of challenging to put with other flowers, I think. But we have a lot of them, and I'm going to start by putting them in by themselves. Sometimes flowers look wonderful with just themselves in a vase. You don't need other flowers to go with them too much. And then I'll do some orange and red smaller flowers. This is another smaller zinnia. And I mentioned removing the leaves. Be careful when you do remove them. If you're holding the plant, the flower on its stem, and you're pulling the leaves off, it's easy to squish this stem, which I've done many times, and then the flowers don't take up water because they're smashed, and then you wonder what happened, and it took me a while to realize I'm squeezing the stem as I'm removing the leaves. So just be careful when you're doing that. So for now, I am sticking all these in this one jar for now. And they might just stay there like that, or we might end up adding them to another arrangement. And we have some beautiful pink and pink tones of zinnias, so I am going to use those in this vase, in this arrangement. And I've already removed most of these stems, or these leaves, so again, be careful when you're pulling these off. These flowers are all wet because I brought them from home, and they're floating around in this bucket of water, so they don't seem to mind too much. Here's a snapdragon, which you'll notice the funky looking stem on that. Snapdragons are prone to, they will lay down on the ground because they're heavy. The stems and blooms are heavy, and then they will turn up, and then when you cut them, they may have something like this in them. So you just remove those lower flowers and put them in the vase. Now I'm going to grab another vase. And this one. Okay, so here's a nice pink. These are looking kind of short for this vase. And sometimes that can happen. The zinnias can be shorter, and then you add the cosmos and the other flowers, and then all the zinnias are at the bottom. It's nice to have those bigger textures and shapes throughout the whole bouquet, so I'm changing them to this vase. Here's some more snapdragons. I think these cosmos go in here. So cosmos will bloom, the top stem will bloom first, which on this stem is this one in the middle, and it is pretty much done blooming. You can tell by the center of the flower, it's all bloomed out or pollened out. So I cut that off with my doe pruners. And then these two that are left, this one's just coming open. This is a tight bud that will open later. So that will last a lot longer in the vase if you remove those older flowers. This central one is still in really good shape. I am going to leave these leaves on because I like this ferny, delicate texture in here. Looks good. Put that there. There's a pretty pink one. The colors of these pinks can vary a lot. Let's see. I'll put that there. These are annual asters, and they're about done in my garden. I didn't have very many of these left, but they add a lot. And again, I've cut these back. These are the lowest, in this case, lower flowers on the stem are blooming later, so these will be lower in the bouquet. You'll notice that these are not nice and straight, and they don't behave very well, but they do add that airiness to a bouquet. So they work, and they work well. One more of these. And I have this color fall aster. We've had the blue before, and this is a little more pinky purple, so it looks wonderful with these flowers. This pink, I'm not quite sure if it goes real well with everything, but nobody's going to point it out and say, that doesn't look good with these other ones, because you just can't say that about flowers. I love this aster. It is about this tall, and my grandma, it's from her garden. She was the one in our family that gave me passed on her gift of gardening, which I love, and it is a gift. And I'm the only one in the family other than her that enjoys gardening. So I feel very fortunate to have received that gift from my grandma Edna. See what I mean about the stems of snapdragons? It's a twisty thing. So. Also, my friend, co-worker Judy, I asked her if she knew how snapdragons could talk, and she didn't. And my grandma taught me this when we were kids, but you get a snapdragon and you push the sides of it and you go, "Hi, my name's Snap." Anyway, that's fun. Kids like that, and obviously some adults do too. So there's that. I think I have one more burgundy snapdragon. It's going in here. And I'll probably do another cosmos. There, that's pretty good. It's nice. Okay, so these are salmon colored, coral colored geraniums from an annual geranium plant, and this color is fabulous, and they have been blooming all summer, and I love them. So I brought those, and I think I'm going to put 3 in the one bouquet. Only thing with these is they are short, and we'll have to find some colors that go with them. I'm not sure. These are snapdragons, obviously. I think I am going to add them, and that one's not going to last very long. These are like not going to bloom very long, but they'll add beauty and color for a short time. I think yellow's looking kind of pretty with these coral geraniums. So there's a little zinnia that's got that corally color to it. Stick that in there. And one more. Oh. One more. Let's see. Okay. I like to use herbs in flower bouquets as well. This is just fresh sweet basil that I cut, and it's blooming, and it's got a nice attractive bloom, and then the leaves on it are really pretty to add as filler in a arrangement. Of course, these bigger leaves you want to remove, then you can add them to your salad for tonight. I'm going to cut several of these bigger ones, but Just having the foliage in there is nice. Let's see. Well, I think that one looks good. I'm running out of room here. This one, I'm going to do warm colors. There's a nice big whitish yellow zinnia. This one's a pretty yellow one. You get the most amazing colors of zinnias with a mixed seed pack. I'm going to add all these yellow and whitish ones to one bouquet. And you have various heights, which you need. I'm going to add some the orange cosmos. This cosmos flower is one of those that's done, so remove that center one because it will not last much longer. These. You want some put in some shorter ones. Hope you can see these. I like this one. See how shaped that is? That one will hang out and look really natural in this arrangement. Stick it down in there. There you go. Cut it off. I'm going to add some basil to this arrangement too. These nice light green leaves look pretty with the yellows. So there's that in there. Here's some more basil. Thin out these bigger leaves. It smells really good in here. Makes you want to make pesto. There's that. I think I'll save that one. Have these big cosmos to add. The shape of your vase will determine how your flowers appear. With a long, narrow vase, of course, they're going to be mostly upright. When you have a vase that is kind of hourglass shape like this, they will move in the bottoms of the stem, so they will come out of the vase at different angles, which is nice. I'm going to add these pretty flowers in here too. These pretty helianthus. There. So I have a couple left. One more. Okay, I love it. I think these are such bright, cheery colors together. So there we have another. Set that here, and this one. Okay. I am going to use this and just start putting some flowers in here. Actually, I'm going to use this and start putting flowers in it. Sometimes you spend a lot of time deciding and wondering and worrying, but that's not necessary at all. Whatever you do, it's going to look gorgeous. I think that one's a bit long. Let go. And then we have red. Look at these. Aren't they lovely? I can come out of that. Here. These, see, all these zinnias are short, so they're going to be around the base, but oh well. And that one is an orangey pink. Ooh, this will look good in this. Needs to be cut down a bit, but love it. I love flowers. We grow tomatoes and jalapenos and zucchini too, but flowers are what brings me joy. This zinnia, I mean, it's pretty. It's got some blemishes on the petals and stuff, and when the cone in the zinnia gets this tall, then it has been blooming for a while and it doesn't look as fresh, but it's hard to just throw it away, so I'll put it over here for now. It's hard to just discard it. I'm gonna put this basil in here. Another basil. I still have some of this orange cosmos left. Orange. these small cut and come again zinnias are necessary to grow because they add that other texture. Okay. This is quite a bit of basil. Not sure about that. So I am going to add this contrast in here because we're running out of these colors, and this blue looks lovely in here with these warm colors. Let's see. Well, can't go wrong with more cosmos. That one's shorter. Put a shorter orange down on this side. Ooh, it's hung up. What? I think I'll cut this one down a touch. Got quite a curve in it. And this one. So my flower patch is in Post Falls. It's fenced because there are deer around there. And out in pretty much full sun. And it's just pretty much flowers. I do have roses in there too. You definitely want to use roses, or grow roses, because they do so well in bouquets. There. Okay. That one's. This is nice, but it's not like, oh, that is the most beautiful bouquet I've ever seen. It's pretty. Okay, there's that one. I'll set this over here. I think I will. There's that. Yeah. I don't know. These extra ones, I mean, you can just stick them together and hope that they look pretty or not too bad and just be happy with them. But that's pretty much all there is to it. Growing flowers and doing bouquets is bigger than ever with a lot of people that want to work from home or make some extra money. There's a great book out now called Florette's Flower Farm, and it is in our library system, which talks all about growing them and the ones that work best in bouquets and how to cut them and arrange them. And it's just one of the most satisfying things. I can find to do. And I hope that this has inspired all of you to grow flowers and to put them together in arrangements and bouquets and to give to your friends and your grandmas and your co-workers and bring them to work and have them in the office. So thanks for joining us, and happy flower gardening. I know we all have to wait a year now to get going on this again, but now you can plan this winter what you're going to grow and what flowers do well in flower bouquets. So thanks again. Have a great day. Bye.